Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Gray here. Thank you again for another fantastic week of school. We're well into February now. The Olympics are starting, and there's a lot going on at school. So I do want to tell you, not this coming Monday, but the Monday after, February 16th, there is no school. Open house, you can mark your calendars, will be Thursday, March 5th. Like I said, I think it'll be around 6 o'clock. We haven't gotten the final time with that yet. As soon as I know it, you will know it also. The day after open house, Friday, March 6th, is early dismissal. The kids get out at 1:05. Excuse me. And then there is also due on March 6th a contest for the city of Irvine. It's an art and technology contest, not associated with the school, but I thought some people might be interested. There's a link on the email that I sent out. I'm just finishing up the plans for spring conferences right now. They will be in March during the week of March 16th and March 23rd. The actual spring conference week is the week after spring break in April. But that can be sometimes a little bit of a weird time to do it right after the break. So we're going to get started in March. And so the way this will work is sometime next week, I will send out an email to anyone that I'm requesting a conference of. So I'll send an email and I'll say, I'd really like to have a spring conference with you. For all different reasons, because there's something I want to work on, something I want to highlight, just want to check in. There's lots of reasons why I might want to have a spring conference. But you'll get an email that I'd like to have a spring conference to you by the end of next week. So by the 13th, you will get that email. If you haven't gotten an email at that point, then I haven't requested a conference, but of course we could still have one. So I will send those emails out. And with a sign up link for your conference. So if you get one, you sign up. As soon as all the people who I'm requesting a conference with have signed up, then I'll send out an email to everyone else and say, if you would like to have a conference, please use this link to sign up. Of course, we have some flexibility with time and things, and I can help you if we can't quite find a time on the sign up, but that's how that's going to work. So if you haven't heard from me by the end of next week, that means I didn't request a conference, and you'll just have to wait a little bit, and then I'll send out an email to everyone where they can sign up for a conference. That way, it's just the timing works out a little better that way. Okay, so that's what's happening. We're on to reading and what's happening in school. The kids finished the book Esperanza Rising. It's a great book. If you haven't asked them about that, please do. We're studying historical fiction right now, and so they were keeping track of some things, like they were doing work every day to keep track of some of the things that were happening in the book, specifically what conflicts occurred, what symbols there were, and then what themes arose in Esperanza Rising. And so they were looking at those things and keeping track of evidence, and they're going to use that to create a reader's notebook page that has some of those things in the book. They'll take the imagery of the book, they'll take the important events and important quotes and important ideas and put that all together in a reader's notebook page. They'll be working about that all next week. By the end of next week, they're going to start to get ready for what we're doing next with historical fiction is American Revolution book clubs. Right as we're getting into studying the Revolutionary War, the kids are going to be reading historical fiction books that are happening during the Revolutionary War. So it's going to be really like a fun time. The kids will really like it. And so they're going to have their own groups. And so we're going to get some people who, they're going to tell me what groups they prefer to be in, and then also what books they prefer to read. So we'll do a little activity where the kids get to go around and kind of meet every book. It's a little bit like speed dating for books. And that'll be really fun to get them into it. And then the week after that, we'll be off and running, reading those books. In writing, the kids are going to finish their final draft to the congressman. They'll actually write two of them. One of them will be the one we send off, and one we'll keep. And so they'll actually finish writing their final draft of their letter. They will put it in an envelope, address it to the congressman, and then I will take care of sending them off. And then by the end of next week, the kids are going to start an information book. And so we're going to learn some strategies for writing how to teach something. And so they're going to pick a topic or brainstorm topics and then choose a topic that they think they can really teach about, that they know a lot about. They don't have to rely on research for. They can really just write a lot about it and teach a lot about it. And kids write about all sorts of things, from gardening to cooking to sports to activities and games. So it'll be a really nice opportunity for them to kind of showcase some of their knowledge. In math, we're going to finish studying volume. I had planned this this last week to start a project, but I actually kind of changed that around, and I wanted to do a little bit of volume review first, and that's going great. And so we're going to take a test next week, and then we'll get into the project after that. I just wanted to make sure everyone had the baseline that I was looking for. And so they're going to get into, they're going to have their own little piece of a 3-dimensional city that we make. And so we'll start next week. There'll be a town council, and the town council has to make some rules about how everyone builds their piece of the city. And then the kids will start building their pieces so they all fit together, which will be a fun challenge. In social studies, we're going to start working on 2 projects at the exact same time. And so each day they'll be getting some information and then being able to work on the 2 projects. This will go on for a few weeks in preparation for open house. The first one is called the Great State Project, and the kids will need a little bit of your help. They have to make a phone call to the tourism hotline of that state. So they actually talk to someone from that state. That's the goal, and you just have to be present for that phone call. We don't want them calling on their own, but that'll be one part of it. And then they're working on a poster about their state. So on Monday, the kids will have a draft. We'll have a random order, and whoever is at the top, they get to choose first, like which state they want first, and then we'll go down the list. And then they're going to learn all about the camp at that state and make a big poster about it. It's a really great project, and I think you'll like what turns out at the end. The second project is a cause and effects, like kind of visual representation of the causes and effects of the American Revolution. And so that's kind of the thing I'll be teaching at the time. And then they will come take that information and put it together in this really nice visual representation. In science, the kids will have science lab. And then also they're going to use an article to answer the question, what do animals need in order to grow and heal? We're meeting with our second grade buddies next week. We'll have board games with Mrs. Kovac's class. I think that's actually not happening next week. I think there's an assembly next week instead of that, but we'll get back to that the next time. And then we're doing physical fitness testing. In some cases, we're just preparing by practicing the different tests, and we might even be doing a couple of them. And we're getting ready for the mile run by extending our practice runs on Fridays. And then, of course, we're still doing the photography project. I think we just have a couple more weeks where we're doing that. So continue sending the device on Friday. And then make sure your kids are getting those photos into Google Drive. So once we start the digital part, they can access those photos. That project is going great. The kids are doing a very nice job of taking care of their devices and really staying on task with their photos. So if you have not checked in about their photos, please do, because they're doing a very nice job. That is everything I have for you. I hope you have a fantastic week, a great Valentine's Day. I did send an email about the Valentine's Day cards. So if you send cards, we'll do a gift exchange or a card exchange on Friday. Just make sure you send enough for everyone in the class. So there's 33 students in our class. Okay? Have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.